Hey, what's going on? It's Joey Myers from the Hitting Performance Lab, and in this video I wanted to talk about here's a quick way to get your hitters more aggressive at the plate. And this came in from a reader question, was how to get your youth hitters to be more aggressive, to hit and not to look to walk. Now this information was actually given to me by one of my readers, Bob Hall. Thank you very much. And this was given to him by a scout. They were up in Canada and was talking to them about the hunter versus a fisherman. Now, I talk to my hitters about this usually when we go live, when we are doing batting practice, live batting practice or whatnot. And so the idea is pretty simple, and even the 7-year-olds can get it. The idea is that I talk to them, okay, what does a fisherman do? When they go out on a boat, a fisherman is, and I ask them before I even tell them the answer, and they'll say, well, they sit out there and wait. And I said, exactly. So how would this help you hitting wise? When would you be a fisherman? If you're watching the pitcher warm up and you see that pitcher is all over the place, what would that tell you? That you need to sit and wait. You need to wait for a pitch. You need to be a little bit more discriminatory on what you're going to swing at. So in those cases, that's when we're going to be a fisherman. Now, the hunter, same thing, right? If they get the fisherman side, they're going to get the idea. The gig is up for what a hunter does. So a hunter stalks their prey, and in this case, I go, so since you know what the fisherman does, or the fisherman mentality when you're hitting does, what is a hunter? When are you going to become a hunter? And so if you're watching the pitcher warm up and that pitcher's in the zone quite a bit, he's rarely out of the zone, in that case you're going to be a hunter. So when we're talking to kids, especially when we're taking our 3 to 5 swing rounds of batting practice, we want to let them know that you have to change between being a hunter and being a fisherman. I have been guilty of this in the past. I've been too passive, and every time I turned around, it seemed like the pattern was that I was down 2 strikes. It was 0-2 every single time, and after a couple of bats, dumb me, it probably took more than a couple of bats, maybe 4 or 5, I thought, well, you know what? I'm just going to swing. I don't care where the pitch is, I'm just going to pull the trigger. I have to make a bold adjustment, and that's what I have to do. So that's what I did. But if I would have had this information, would have been thinking in terms of, okay, do I need to be a hunter or a fisherman with this pitcher? And this will change. I mean, you might have a pitcher that is around the zone a lot, especially at the younger levels, but maybe he's wild one day, or she's wild one day, and you have to be more of a fisherman. So this helping hitters to be aware of whether they're going to be a hunter or a fisherman is really going to help your hitters to be more aggressive or not. And again, it just takes practice. I mean, it's not like in the game you can't practice this and then in the game and then automatically or automagically it's gonna take effect. These hitters have to actually practice this, and you practice being, like, as a coach, throwing the ball wild and seeing what they become. Are they going out of the zone for balls? Well, then and you're throwing wild on purpose. Well, then they're not using it effectively, and they need to be able to say, okay, well, coach is out of the zone, so I need to be more selective on what I'm looking for. But at the same point, they need to also swing. When there's a good pitch, they need to swing at it. They can't be overly passive. So again, it's a muscle in the brain that you just have to work. You just have to train it. And the better they get at being able to switch between whether they need to be a hunter or fisherman in situations, the more aggressive that they're going to get when they need to be aggressive. Because we can't be aggressive all the time. Obviously, we can't be passive all the time. So we have to be able to shift between being a hunter or being a fisherman. I hope this video helped. Make sure that we're swinging smarter by moving better. And before I let you go,
the Hitting Performance Lab wants to know, did you know that you may be losing out on 8 miles per hour of average bat speed because of one commonly taught hitting technique? Have you ever heard the coaching terms, squish the bug, squish out the cigarette butt? Well, we created a free video revealing the results of a scientific study that will show you how we added an average of 8 miles an hour to average bat speed by doing the exact opposite of squishing the bug. Click here now to get the video while it's still free.